Good morning everyone, and today's video comes from Riverhead Forest here in Auckland. Now you're thinking the Riverhead Enduro video. Well, no, it's not the Riverhead Enduro video, but I will explain later in the video why that's not the case. But it did get me thinking a little bit about racing. You often turn up to events and you don't know the tracks at all. You're not a local and you basically have to ride them blind without any practice. So how much of a disadvantage is that? So I thought I'd put that to the test today. Do one lap down the track, a new track called Blazing Saddles. I don't know it, we'll run it blind, and then we'll see if progressive runs we can get faster. Now, like most of my videos, probably what will happen is the first run will be the fastest. I'll get progressively slower before I fall off and then the bike won't work anymore. But hey, you never know, things might go right for a change. So anyway, let's do lap number one. Right, we're into it. Oh, it's been well worn. It was used in the race, so. Alright, that wasn't a very good corner. Oh, it's a big hole. Whoa! Could have done that better. Oh, and there. Whoa! Oh man, I would have loved to race in these dry conditions. Oh, not good. Oh, I'm not sure about this line. Oh, that's all right. All right, that's going to call that the end. Woo! Okay, that's lap number one on Blazing Saddles. I reckon I can tidy up some of those corners. Didn't get the lines quite right. Just going to go straight back up the trail and go and repeat it. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I can see you keyboard warriors already typing like, Lance, you can't go back up the trail. I'm not going to do that. We're going to go around the long way, so just relax and carry on watching the video. Oh, hi there. Yeah, just looking at the GoPro, I'm trying to work out what the time was for that first run. Yeah, glasses, I don't normally carry those when I'm riding, but can't see the little writing on the screen, so hopefully I can work that out. But while I'm trying to work that out, watch this video that I made the day before the Riverhead Enduro. Hi guys, just one sleep now until the big day. Now I'm not talking about Christmas, I'm talking about the Riverhead Enduro here in Auckland. Now you're thinking, wasn't the Riverhead Enduro in March? And it very nearly was. In fact, we were less than 24 hours off a start time. But then some virus thing came along and it had to be cancelled at the very last minute. Anyway, Auntie Jacinda has given us the go-ahead for the Riverhead Enduro to take place in December. Now, what are these things, you say? Well, these, my friends, are the trophies. Now, when they were organising the event, they said, well, trophies are expensive, it's really just about participation. And I say, bugger participation, I want a trophy. So decided to make them. Turned out to be a little bit more work than I thought, had lots of ideas, most of them were a bit too complicated for me to make. So made a fairly simple thing in the end. Chain in a figure 8, punched the chain, sprayed it gold, silver and bronze, made a bit of a pattern on the front with a disc rotor, and then there's a bit of information about the category and event on the back. So if you do win one of these tomorrow, if I could just say one thing, please don't throw them away on the day. Wait till you get home to throw them away, and then I'll feel a little bit better about the whole thing. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning. Okay, so the question is, why didn't I do the Riverhead Enduro? And believe it or not, I got a cold, a stupid cold. Now, normally in any other year, I would have taken a couple of cement tablets, hardened up, and ridden the race. But we're not living in ordinary times. And I figured that, one, On the very remote chance that I had COVID and I turned up to a race event with 200 people knowing that that I had cold-like symptoms, I could be New Zealand's most hated person. Not only that, but of course if you have a cold and you spread it to 2 or 3 other people and that they have to miss work for a week and it costs them money. So I did the socially responsible thing and I stayed home. I was absolutely gutted. To make matters worse, it turns out that the timing didn't work and my trophies that I made didn't even get handed out. I don't even know where they are now. So anyway, if you're interested, I did a 1 minute 31. So we'll do lap number 2 now and see if we're any faster. Okay, so after I filmed this, I found out that the results managed to get sorted and the trophies are going to be handed out, and for those out-of-towners they will get posted there, I believe. Now if you do get one in the post, you're going to have to keep it now, aren't you? Now, the reason I made the trophies was so that basically I could present myself with the trophy. However, I've looked at the results and it looks very unlikely that I actually would have even got on the podium. The guys that I normally race with that are faster than me, some of them didn't even get on the podium. So e-bike racing seems to be progressing very fast, and all of a sudden, you know, there's some top guys now racing in these categories. Finish. Okay, a 1:28, 3 seconds faster. Pretty happy with that. I know the GoPro, it's a little bit hard to be precise on the time, but 3 seconds is 3 seconds. So it'd be interesting to see whether I can go any faster on the next one. Now, I do feel a little bit bad about not doing the Riverhead Enduro because Wesley Orths from Marlenes Wholesalers, he'd been watching my videos, and the Kerry one, he saw that I slipped off twice. Maraetai couldn't keep the thing in a straight line either. And he diagnosed my problem as a Maxxis deficiency. So he very kindly, and Marlenes Wholesalers, hooked me up with some Maxxis Assegais. These things are some serious tyres, and the idea was that I would do the Riverhead Enduro. I'd just blow everyone out the park with my awesome tyres, and that would sort of give them a bit of payback for giving me some free tyres. But anyway, that didn't happen. But anyway, so far I'm absolutely loving them, and I will test them out more in some wet conditions when they come. Also like to thank Jamie from BRM Cycles for fitting them for me, because I'm just too lazy basically, especially with Cushcore. But anyway, let's do a lap number 3. Go! Now it turned out the timing was actually surprisingly accurate. I looked on the computer as to exactly how fast each stage was, and less than half a second over my estimate on looking at the GoPro timer with my glasses. Now you say, is this the best choice of track to do this experiment on? Well, probably not really. There's not a lot of line choices in here, and there's not really any big drops or gaps that might scare you if you've not seen them before. However, of course, the tricky part is actually finding a track that I don't already know. Also, it was very dry. The Maxxis tyres perform great, as you'd expect, but I must admit, not really a challenge in these sort of conditions. So it'd be interesting to see how much of a difference it would make if it was actually wet. Done. Alright, well, a 1:27. I think it's a 1:27, pretty close to the previous time. We'll have to look on the computer for that one. I think I messed up a few corners. I was actually trying to go faster, and I think sometimes when you do that, you end up messing up a little bit. Having a little bit of energy. Now, if you watched my last video, you'd say, well, Red Bull sent me a load of product. Why don't I drink a Red Bull and I'll give me wings and I'll fly down the track? Yes, that's right. I'm a Red Bull athlete now. Well, maybe not. But anyway, they gave me some free cans. So that was pretty cool. But I didn't want to take one of those because I figured, well, what happens if it actually did make me go faster? Maybe that's a video for another day. Dad's Army, 1 run, Red Bull, 2nd run, see who's faster. What do you think of that idea? Anyway, should we do track or run number 4? Okay, so I ended up doing the track 4 times and got marginally faster on each run. I guess if I did it 100 times, that would mean eventually I could do it in 1 second.
Don't keep the line.
No, that doesn't make any sense, does it?
It's all off camber.
In fact, I think this is probably about the fastest that I could go. I think on the 3rd run, I tried to push it a fair bit and messed up a lot of the corners and got out of shape. So I think sometimes that if you push too hard, you can actually make yourself slower. It does show though that knowing a track, practicing a track definitely has an advantage. It's not a huge advantage, but it certainly is a significant one. Okay, so what have we learned? Well, other than going for a ride midweek in the morning on a beautiful December's day on dry conditions, just can't really be beaten. But the last run was a 1:26, so 5 seconds faster than the initial run. So definitely it shows you that practice does make perfect. That's a 5% decrease in time. Now, it may not sound a huge amount, but over 30 minutes, that would be a minute and a half off the pace. So yeah, if you get to a race and you do get the opportunity to practice a few times, definitely worth doing. Hope you enjoyed the video. Love it if you subscribe, and well, we'll see you on the next one.